joined now by Coach LeBrun. And Coach, since we last talked, you guys rolled off 3 wins in a row. Your thoughts on how the team has played in those 3 games?
Matt, I think our team is playing a lot better. A couple of keys that has helped us win last couple of games. One, we're shooting the basketball a lot better. I believe our last game we shot 45%, which is our best year. And we're also rebounding really well, allowing other teams only 1 shot and getting those second chance with offensive rebounds.
The game that I want to go back to is the Chester game. You know, I thought that maybe that might springboard some momentum for your team, that big overtime win and that comeback in the 4th quarter. Your thoughts on how that game may have propelled your team with some momentum going into those other 2 games?
Definitely. It was a game between the 2 of the top teams in our district, so it meant a lot, just seeding wise, and anytime you beat your rival, and the girls were just, it was just a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence that they built in that game.
So now you take that 3-game winning streak, you head over to Arlington. What do you need to do to keep the winning streak going?
The things we've really been stressing and the girls have been getting better at on the defensive end would be their help defense, and we've been working on getting better at defending the pick and roll. I think that's kind of our 2 weaknesses, just being better help and helping on the players that are beating us on their offense.
All right, well, good luck in Arlington, and we'll talk again next week.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Thanks. Joined now by Coach Schmidt. And Coach, a couple of games, tough games that your team has played since we last talked. Your thoughts on those games that you played this past week?
Actually, we played last night in Parker, and if you look at the game results and not at the game, you'd say, wow, they got beat by 17. However, with probably 7 minutes to go, it was pretty tight. It was tied. They had a great player in Jake Anderson, 32 points, hit 3s, take the ball to the basket, 6'4", 220. So he was a handful. But when we played our best game of the year, and so we're happy about that effort. Going into this week, we've got we've got Arlington coming up Friday, and then Saturday Gayville in the Tri-Valley Classic. So we look forward to those ball games. It should be fun.
Right, you mentioned a close game in the 4th quarter last night. Even in Lake Preston, the game was close. Late in that ball game. What do you feel that your team needs to do to get over that hump and push forward there to pick up wins in those close games?
Well, I think the closer you get to the final buzzer, being ahead, obviously that's the best scenario, but it takes confidence. I think just finishing the job. Maybe it was halftime last year, I don't know, that they were in ball games, and now it's the end of the 3rd quarter, and so we just got to keep pushing and pushing, and the last probably 1/3 of the games of the season will be a lot easier for us. It's a learning process, it's a long haul, but we're happy with the progress they've made.
All right, you mentioned games coming up. Again, Arlington on Friday. You got the Tri-Valley Classic coming up this weekend, and then you start the Dakota Valley Conference on Monday, so you got or Tuesday. But 3 games pretty close right to one another. What are you doing there? I know last week you talked about having fresh legs. What are you guys' the game plan going into these 3 games over the course of 6-7 days?
Well, the positive part of it, is that you play a lot of ball games, that you can play a lot of people. You rotate people in and out. Keeping them fresh and understanding that your practices, the structure of those has got to change. I mean, you can't be running wind sprints and then playing 3 or 4 ball games in a row. So I think in the end, playing a lot of people, staying positive, working a lot of shooting, a lot of fundamentals. We have everything in that we want to put in. We just are polishing that. So the shooting is and the ball handling is always going to be an issue for any team. And so playing a lot of games, sometimes that happens in your schedule.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us again this week, and good luck in your upcoming games. We'll talk again next week.
Well, thank you, Matt.
All right.